mean, in Polish healthcare, there are so not many doctors, not many surgeons, so we have so much things to do.
Polish doctors are the best doctors, one of the best doctors in the world. And I'm thinking, is it because they are emotionless or...
People can say doctors are rich. Yeah, they are. But the young doctors, the people that need to inspire, they need to feel valued. They are not feeling valued at all. I was fighting for a guy that was a drunk. But one thing I learned, that no matter if you are like a drunk, every man had a story. You cannot judge no one if he's a drunk or if he's an addict. So what? Medicine it's a beautiful story about human life, human being, also human mind and everything. I went to my hometown and I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do with my life? I got like depressed.
Hello and welcome to Warsaw Confidential, Poland's #1 podcast in English. I am your host Kamal Shahid, and today I sit down with Tomek Wawrowski, who's a skilled and passionate surgeon. The story of the life story of Tomek is a powerful testament to resilience, faith, and the power of family values. Thank you so much for supporting our show. Enjoy this episode. Before we start, I want to tell you about a place I call home. This place is Leila Restaurant and Lounge, located at the heart of Warsaw at Żurawia 32. I call this place home because, first of all, Leila is the name of my own mother. And this is the place where you find me having a meal or having a business meeting or simply just hanging out with my friends. I love Leila so much because this is where I see Polish people and friends from around the world come together to share a drink, a meal, a laugh, or a story. I am happy to announce that Leila is now a proud sponsor of the Warsaw Confidential show. And for you guys, we have a very special deal. You get 10% off your bill, your meal, drinks, whatever you get at Leila. You just have to mention Warsaw Confidential and you will get your discount. Thank you, Leila, for sponsoring this episode. I look forward to seeing you all there. Tomek, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
If someone clicks this podcast and we had to convince them to stay till the end, why should they stay and what will they learn?
Oh, that's a tough one at the beginning.
Yeah, well.
I got it there. The statistics in Poland show that so many people are not choosing this profession right now. Like, because we all know that I'm not going to tell you things obvious, that it's a hard work. Of course it's a hard work. But I want to show people that it's really worth hard work. You know, I in my life, I got so many ways to go. I got so many things I can do. But I'm 35 right now, and I would never change anything in my life. Only choose this way I'm heading right now.
So what do you think I should know about your past or your childhood that will actually help me understand the man that you are today?
I was in this family in the 90s, you can call kind of Wolf of Wall Street, financial high family. Because my father was raised in a very poor family, but he's a self-made and he went to huge money early 90s, like most of the businessmen in Poland. So we had literally everything. We were affording everything. We had like luxury cars, like the lifestyle you can even imagine in Poland in the 90s. Like people in Poland didn't even realize that you can fly with a plane, you know. I mean, probably they did, but I'm from the small town. And I remember when I was like in school, years of 8, I traveled to Chile, you know, for 3 weeks. And after that, I came with like wrinkles here because I was so sunburned. And then there's like, where were you? I was like, in Chile. I was like, where? What? What? So they thought I'm even lying them, you know? So the life was really good, yeah? But there was a point, the turn, when we lost everything. Like our family lost everything. We literally didn't have a place to stay. But my dad and his company raised from the knees. And I remember some moments that we were talking about because I was a child. I didn't know what's going on. I didn't know that we have to move or we have selling cars and something safe with my grandparents. But when I was a teenager, he took me to the side and said, like, son, see that? We had nothing, and the only things that stayed with us was what we have here, like what we can afford to the world or to the other people. Like, the people won't remember you because you were so like shiny businessman with this kind. That they won't even like that. That's not the thing about a life. The thing about a life is about the community, what you can provide to the community, because community can give it to you back. So I learned those values, and I realized that the word that stays like a statue is what you can make better for life for other people. That's why I decided to be a doctor.
Mm-hmm. So, like, take me back to those times when you were a child growing up. You mentioned like a small town of what's the name?
Yeah, small town, Ustka.
Ustka. Shout out to the people of
Shout out, yeah, Ustka. Yeah.
I hope they are watching today.
It's all two people living there.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, tell me about growing up in a small town, and you have your family who is having this good business running, and
yeah, my grandparents moved there because some of one side of the family is from Warsaw, actually. Second is from Mazovia region, and the war was crazy. You know that. Yeah, we heard a lot of that. We all heard it. And during the war, people were migrating. They took houses from people. They needed to work. My grandpa needed to work for Germans and some. It was not like concentration lager, but he was like have to be a worker for German officers, and they lost everything. Everything they had. They lost friends. They lost family. After war, they told them, like, you can go to the conquered territories. Where it's like if you see a house, it's yours. So it was for people that lost everything. It was like a opportunity to start a new life. So they went to the small town called Ustka. There was this shipyard, and my grandpa started to be an electrician there. So they were living poor, but they were living in the community because they found each other after the war, and they all moved there. So they lived like in a small house and 20 people, like house like 150 meters, something like that. But all that they always say that all were poor, all community were poor. So people were actually providing for each other, helping for each other. That are those values that we don't see a lot in these days right now, because people are racing rats. Like, they wanted to have more. They wanted like self-developing, and it's fine if you don't only look at yourself all the time. Like, if you also develop in what's reason. The bigger picture of that, why you are doing that. And that was the values I was born and raised with. And my father's biggest dream was always, because he was a small town boy, living very poorly, and his biggest dream was to become a doctor. And it was not that easy to take a small town boy and go to the nice university, because there was a lot of people that wanted to do that. So we have to write an early exams and competition. And of course, people from the bigger cities had better higher education. That was no times of internet, but only newspapers. You all know that. So he started his work there, his studies, and because he was providing for himself, grandparents had no money. He started doing businesses. And he needed to have a small breaks in the studies, then other business. So when he finished his studies, he actually had like 15 trucks and a huge company that was providing vegetables and fruits for all the community there. But the dream that all stayed with him, he finished the studies, he never worked as a doctor, was, I need to tell my children why I did it. That all, okay, we are fine, we are doing good, we are great. But this is dust. This is dust. You can have this, you can lose it the other day, but only things that it's worth in life, it's actually what will stay with you. And we were raised that way. Me, my brothers, I got 2 brothers. And yeah, I remember that. That I was like, wow, my dad is a doctor, man. This whole white suit, that was so like, wow, I want to do that maybe someday. Of course, I have like many options, like, maybe this, maybe that. I wanted to also be in the actor's school. So you're a child, you have so many ideas. But then that's really funny story, but it's really very important for me because the moment we actually struggled, my parents had a bad time and my father had a depression because of that. We went to the mall and we took some tapes, like VHS tapes. And I remember this day we bought 3 tapes. It was like Phantom Menace for the Star Wars. It was Troy with Brad Pitt. I love this movie, man. The first shoot, like, BAM! Achilles, man, whoa. Yeah. And the third was Patch Adams. Patch Adams is the story about the guy, which actually exists in the world, and he's a doctor, which I don't know how many things, because I saw many interviews with this dude, how many things are the same as in the movie, but the main thought is the same, that he has a mental breakdown. He went to the psychiatric facility, and then he suddenly started helping those people over there, and he realized that, wow, that's the thing that makes my life bright. That's what I want to do. Nothing gave me that kind of satisfaction and happiness than helping people that need it, and the thing that that you can do that. No one. It's not like all people can do that. No people have that kind of empathy or that kind of feeling that I know what to do. I know what to do. That he is struggling. He has really hard, and I have some simple things that probably can help them, and that inspires him. I watched this movie like literally crying, like a 15-year teenager, and since this time I watched like 50 times. And it was also with Robin Williams. That was my star from my childhood.
Every time you
Cook and stuff, and movie was amazing. And my thought was that I imagine if the people that created that realize how many lives they saved actually, because they inspired so many people to do this, what I'm doing right now. And I think that will be the best thank you for them who make that. Because if you sound that for the first time, I went medicine because I want Grey's Anatomy, Dr. House. Yeah, that's bullshit, man. Yeah. But if you stay there and think about it, like, what can you inspire you to do these things? Like, you're a teenager, you take a comic book. Yeah, you see something about Avengers. You're not probably gonna fly, but this is the stories that can inspire to do something. Like, this is something, and that was my story. And
so Patch Adam was the biggest inspiration.
Yeah, definitely.
I need to check out this movie. I never watched it.
Yeah, I hope I didn't spoil already.
No, but I get the idea. Okay, so you got inspired. You're like, okay, one day I'm gonna be a doctor. So what were the steps that you took?
Oh man, I was not a kid, man. It was hard for me because in high school I didn't learn much, to be honest. I was partying and having been a teenager, so I did the stupid shit. I did some hip hop, art, graffiti, man. I didn't. The last thing I wanted to do is learn, but there came a moment. It's like, okay, we have to do something. And I remember I did a movie with my friends because I have so low grades that my actually German teacher said, okay, you're doing your exams in German, but I'm not gonna allow you to do that because you have so many downgrades that I'm gonna be ashamed of you.
Wow.
So I don't know what you have to do to convince me. Make a song for me, make a beautiful picture, or maybe you can even make a movie for me. I won't make the grades higher and let you go through the exam. I was like, okay, I'm gonna make a movie for you. And my friend, they just bought him a camera because he was always into movies. It sucks small, and it's like, okay, Wojtek, listen, there is an idea. We can make a movie, create a movie lesson for students in Słupsk and Ustka that is 35 minutes long about the history during the Second World War, what happened on this territory. So my other friend had a dad as historian over there, and he said, like, I'm gonna help you. That I'm gonna give you the best things that you can try maybe to put it in the movie. And we did it, and we finished this movie. and I got super high grade from German, super high grade from Polish, other stuff. It was kind of even famous in Poland for 5. I got my 5 minutes.
Nice. Now 5 minutes of fame.
Yeah, and I felt like, man, dude, this went well. He went to the directions in Łódź, and maybe I will stay and become an actor. I always wanted to be an actor. Like I was like doing like the small shows in this school. But then one of the Polish actors, famous like Cezary Pazura, probably you know that. There was friends of mine, parents, and we were talking that, dude, this is the hard life, because if you are a famous actor, you can have like movies all the time. But if you are like an actor that's in theaters, or you even start in movies, it's like you have one gig, then even a year of sitting at home. If are you ready for that? Are you ready for take your mind over that mental, or are you ready to waste your time if you know you can do something else? And I thought, my mother said like, listen, there are so many doctors. Like, what you want always to be a doctor? Why are not? Because I want to do something else maybe. But listen, it's like so many doctors that Kuba Sienkiewicz is a doctor that has a Polish band, Elektryczne Gitary, but he's a doctor. There was a Wojciech Jagielski, famous dude from TV, like host of the show, but he's also a doctor. Maybe try to be like this one. Maybe if you want to do that, that's fine. But make it, try it. If you're not gonna enjoy that, you can always throw it. So, but I'm not a thrower in my life.
That's actually very smart. I
right.
was watching the other day this podcast with this guest. I forgot his name, and he mentioned like, if my son comes to me and said, "Hey, Dad, I want to be this famous actor." He gave the example of being an actor, and he said, "I will tell my son, yes, you can pursue acting career, but I give you 2 or 3 years. If you're not in the top 1%, then you have to switch or do something else, because only the top 1% are able to actually have a life."
That's true.
And then he goes on and gives some statistics, and even in Hollywood, it's like it's only the 1% that actually make a living, and 99% they make less than $75,000 a year.
That's it.
They cannot. But so this idea of you parents is even smarter. Like, do the actual thing, but at the same time, do beautiful.
You can have a hobby. I understand that. I was in Hollywood. My first is still doing some other business, so never mind. But we were in Hollywood, and we worked at this huge agency because they wanted to provide some actors for even the promotion of Poland and stuff. Because there are also the gigs like kind of them. And there's so many people. It's like actors is thousands of people waiting for please take me. It's really hard to be on the top of this. And I'm a kind of person that I don't want. If I do something, I want to be the best. So.
So you decide to become a doctor. Why did you decide like surgery, to be a surgeon?
I never wanted to be a surgeon.
Oh, really?
Sorry, but I never want to do that.
All right.
Because I was watching also ER. This was like, we're losing him, like red cold red, cold blue and stuff. And I always wanted to do something like that kind of emotional. Like so I thought like surgery is so cool. But I started studies, and there goes normal life. So I went to surgery on 4th year of medicine, and was like, that's it? Like, where's the trauma?
Fun?
Where's the knives? Where are the shoots? Where's the knives? Where are the people? Where's the cold blue, red, everything? Like, no, there's like, there's the routine every day. You have like routine patients. Like I have now, I'm doing now oncosurgery. So you have everyday patients that are planned. There is not only like acute patients and night shifts. So I said like, man, this is boring. I'm gonna try something else. And medicine it's a beautiful story about human life, human being, also human mind and everything. So if you take like this huge book of internal medicine and you start reading this, it's like a Tolkien, man. It's like immediately like, wow, this was amazing. So I thought like I'm gonna be an internist, like Dr. House. Like I'm gonna do the clues. I'm gonna be. Yeah, but then also came reality. So I started working even there in a facility, and it took me 3 months to change my mind, because this I was not prepared for that. I was not to help you understand that. And medical studies, they are not preparing you in this huge crash that you will have in the real life, because you are learning about like if you have a patient, you want to do an MRI, do it. No, it's not that easy. It's going to be in 3-4 months or 3 weeks. Like the Polish I remember Polish reality. We have these guidelines from US, Europe, but then you have to fit that in our situation right now. And I was like, wow, this is so stressful. Like this, I cannot do my job like they taught me. Also, we didn't have some studies with some psychologists that can tell you about the communication more, or how to manage your stress during that, or like this the factory that they give us knowledge, but they maybe they showed how to use it knowledge, but nothing else. You don't learn reality, and the reality for a young doctor is very hard. I remember going to the hospital for 1,600 zloty a month. That was 2013 year. If I didn't were wealthy and I didn't have my apartment, I couldn't even live for that. I couldn't even buy gas for my car. That was so low. The payment is getting much higher for the young doctors. Of course, people can say doctors are rich. Yeah, they are. But if you are like me right now, I'm a specialist and I earn money right now. It's fine. But the young doctors, the people that they need to inspire, they need to feel valued. They are not feeling valued at all because of the financial. Because it's like go this, do that, and you have to be strong in that mind. Like I got so many people that were like maybe not bullied, but there was like, oh, he's young, he's some. No, you need to respect. This is the. I don't know if this whole system of health is ready for how to encourage the new doctors. Because if you go as a youngling there, you have only breaks all over time. No, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. These are people that actually want to make change in the world, and they are not inspired the flame in those people. They are more like, nah. So after a few years, you feel like, dude, I wanted to do so many things, but I suddenly crash about this whole system, and I feel like my flame is not burning anymore. So that's very, for every young doctor, it's all the fight you have here to say like, okay, this is still worth. This is still worth. I need something to work with it. So I started intern. Working there, and my job, my boss, everything was amazing, but I feel like I'm wasting myself here. It's not my way.
Sorry to interrupt you there, but you are like talking specifically about the Polish health care system, or
the Polish, because I've never worked outside the border. Okay. I got many friends that are not from Poland even, but we know each other from internet or great games and something. Right. They are doctors, and they are telling me stories also how this is working at their countries like Switzerland, Germany, States. That's a crush still, but we are, to be optimistic, it's not that bad. We are going that way all the time. I'm 10 years working, and I see every year change. Better. If you go now and start your salary is 5K, 6K. I had 1K, so that's even this.
I see. So what do you think is the state of the current, healthcare system in Poland?
How to tell it to not be a hater? So
no, this is a Warsaw Confidential show, so it's all about authenticity and being honest.
It's authentic. So I think Poland has a mind of Eastern Europe, but the ambition of Western Europe. That would be the best diagnosis, I think, because we want to be the best. We have doctors in Poland are very good, like in all over the world. That's true. That's in Arabia, in the countries, or in Africa, in Sweden, in States. We are top. We are prime. They want Polish doctors because the education level is very high, and this is our straight. This is our straight all over the world. But then the national budgets and the hospitals are not financed enough. And in my opinion, to change that, we are changing, that's fine, but we took government every 5 years, right? I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but right. 5,
yeah.
And to make a real change, we have to take all the governments for 15 years and make a whole plan for 15 years of change. That's impossible, because now and then we have Prawo i Sprawiedliwość, now we have Koalicja, right? It's all changed, they are all fighting. And the health system is also in their hands for fight. So the common ground for a long term, it's not possible. That's That's why I think this sucks. In the other countries, I must assume.
Yeah.
For example, in Switzerland, they had like this plan for healthcare system after war, and they're consequently doing that. That's no matter what the parties there. So
they're working on it.
They're working on, because the health is the most important, one of the most important, I think, like health security, right? This is the pillars of the country.
So I feel we have some students that are listening to us now. They want to become doctors. What would you tell them?
Don't lose faith, man. Don't lose faith. It's gonna be better. It's gonna be better. I also I work on the Pomorski University, and I work with students because I can tell you how I became a surgeon.
Yeah.
Because so I went to my hometown and I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do with my life? I got like depressed, and my father told me, yo, I got this friend here that's working in swoops. He's a cool guy. You know him, right? I'm like, yeah, I remember him still as little. Go to him, to the surgery. And I went there, and I was like, nah, surgery is not my thing. And it was like, I feel like it was a touch of a God, really. The religion, let's leave it that for now. But I think something clicked, because the first 2 weeks I was like this, that, like I was like, this is like a movie. This is what I was thinking that it's gonna be. It stopped then, but the first 2 weeks were so amazing patients. So I saw it only in the internet, on the movies. So it's like, oh my God, this is really happening here in this small town. And I was so thrilled.
So what did you see exactly? What inspired you?
For example, there was like a woman that came with that kind of big belly, and she said like, it happened yesterday. I was like, people were like, yeah, it's like, yeah, it happened. Yeah, right. And I was like, yeah, doc. I was like, I was trusting in every word she was saying. It's like, no, it's not. That didn't happen yesterday. She was probably drinking for 3 months, and she don't remember. But what happened? What did happen when we opened that? It actually happened yesterday.
Wow.
Because she was like on ovaries. She got like a big cyst, like a ball, and it was inside, but it ruptured, and suddenly the body was like this big. And I was like, I never saw that thing. I never saw that anything in my life. And what they did is cut it off, and in surgery you see your results of the treatment immediately.
Yeah.
If you did something wrong, the patient is wrong. If you did something good, patient is going 2 days and then home. And I said like, wow, this is that kind of adrenaline I need, because in intern you need to wait for the results months. True. Yeah. And I see if I did some surgery and patient is like, thank you, doctor. I was like, that's for me? I was like, wow. And I still got shivers. I don't know if you can see that, because this is what gonna inspire you as a young doctor to stay in this. I can tell you a story I remember. It's one of the best stories I actually had.
Let's hear it.
So I was like, I don't know, 13 years old, and I went for this green school with my school. And I remember I was in 3rd grade or something like that. Yeah, 3rd grade. And there were chicks on the 1st grade, so also, of course, wanted to buy some illegal beer, show off, man. And we were singing some loud songs in their room, and suddenly there was a big knocking to the door, and the owner of this facility, which was this old drunk, he took me out and he beat me.
Wow.
Because I was also like, I want to say like, yeah, what you gonna do, girls, And he said, yeah, I'll show you what you're gonna do.
For love, huh?
Yeah, show you what you're gonna do. Took me up, beat me. The next day he said that I was drunk, and my father and my dad, my mother needed to go to headmaster and stuff, and I was like, bit fucked, to be honest. And let's make a stop here. I'm a young doctor. There is a patient with acute abdomen sickness. It's actually dying, like it's literally. So I work half a year maybe as a surgeon. So I got my older colleague with me that is supervising. We went him immediately, did a performance surgery. He said, okay, that's gonna be one of the first surgery, do it. If you go wrong, you know a lot. You learn a lot for this half year. I will show you. I will take your hand and show you everything. And I did it. And I literally saved this dead life for one of my first patients.
Wow.
The next day, he's walking through the corridor. He saws me and he's kneeling and kissed my hands. I was like, oh my God, this is very touching. But their colleagues are watching. I was like, yeah, it's cringe. Don't do that. But thank you. And he was like, you saved my life, man. You're so young, you saved my life. And I was like, yeah, I did it. Yeah, let's be proud of that. And make another stop. I was driving with my father somewhere. We stopped to the gas station, and I was okay. I will fuel my car. You go pay the bill, and he's talking with some guy, and I'm going towards them, and I see my patients, that one, and watched me. This is your son, my father. I said yeah, and he started crying.
Oh, the patient.
The patient.
Oh wow.
And he takes my father's hands, starts kissing him, and he said, this young dude saved my life. I wouldn't be here if he's not for him. My father started crying because this was the first time he actually heard that kind of story about me. And he had tears. There is rain, gas station soups, both dudes crying, three.
Eating a hot dog.
I was like, wow.
Wow, that's amazing.
And I felt like that's the stories. They are not happening often. They will happen once a year, maybe once in a lifetime. We don't know that. But that will inspire you for whole life that what you did is worth. And the last part is that I needed to reoperate him, but it was the plan or reoperate because sometimes it's just like this. The first surgery, and it's just like, okay, in the other year we're gonna do other repair. So we did it, and he said, only this guy can touch me. And I was young, man. There were so many people that were working like 20 years, advanced surgeons, but I was young, said, no, only him. And I did it, and I worked and it clicked. But when he was on the recovery room, I kept knocking to the door. And I remember the face of this dude that beat me up. It was his father.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was his father. I didn't knew that his son will be my patient. I will save his life. The dude that I hated so much that he beat me up, the owner of the facility when I was young, I remember his face. So I immediately called my daughter, yo, you know this guy, because yeah, his father is this guy that I was like connect those dots, and I was like, wow, fuck,
that's the twist.
That so
plot twist,
the plot twist, and yeah, I'm an overthinker, so I think if this dude knew that that he's beating the guy that will save his son, that's the beautiful stories. I had plenty of them, really. I had also fun of them, but this is the stories that will make you hype. I feel that it's worth doing what I do.
So this is obviously an inspiring, beautiful story. What was the saddest story you encountered in your career as a surgeon?
There's many of them, because...
the one that had the biggest impact on you?
Yeah, it was also the beginning of my career. I was fighting for a guy that was a drunk. But one thing I learned from my colleagues, and also maybe not all of them, but what I learned more from my family, that no matter if you are like a drunk, every man had a story. You cannot judge no one if he's a drunk or if he's an addict. So what? You don't know how your life will be if you were being in his shoes. Like this is the thing. So it's very important as a doctor to remember to don't judge people, because you are not for judging people. If I need to operate on a victim that killed someone, I'm not a person who should judge him. I should help him because he's suffering. Remember, he had a knife in his belly, but before that, he killed someone. So what? This is not your call to make. You're a doctor. You don't judge people. If everyone will judge people, then who will not? Like, this is, if you are judging as a doctor, then who won't be? Priest, maybe? I don't know. This is your thing you should do. But so I helped him. I was fighting for his life, really. And 3 days of non-stop. I had actually 3 days shift as a young doctor. That was I don't know if it was legal.
Normal.
Even though it was legal that day, but we performed 16, I think, surgeries on him.
Wow.
Yeah, and he died in ICU, in intensive care unit. And I helped also his wife, because I was working as a home doctor a bit, because the salary was low, so after hours I was working, so she was coming to me and she's like, can you give me like job free time, because I really want to stay with my husband, holding his hand. I helped his daughter also to make that kind of thing. I was like, of course, we're fighting for his life. But he died, and then the family sued me and my friends.
Oh wow.
That we should do better, and that is our fault. That was one of the, because that was at the beginning of I really believe in people. I really believe that they will respect what I'm doing, what I'm sacrificing for them. But no, I hard way, I understand that that's not gonna be this way. That's just like sometimes it's like business. It's just business. So we are hanging around and stuff, but you know the rules of business. They're cold.
Business is business.
Business is business, and and I think they are thinking the same, because you won't recover life, but they wanted money. From us. I was like, really? And that was sad, man. That was sad.
So how did the experience impacted you, like moving forward with your career as a surgeon?
I was only sad, but I did my stuff all the time. I helped them. I did, but I needed to count. I was more caring about the documentation, and I was when I'm talking with the family, I'm not that hard flamed. Like I was like, no, you need to have this. You need to find your own balance in a way. You are still. They can feel. They can trust you. They know that you're professional, but you are not crossing the line for yourself. Not to be unprofessional. For that, you are not giving so much emotions, because you have this amount of the emotions you need to share with people, and you need to divide them very carefully. Because if you do like you have a cake and you give it too big a piece, the others cannot take them. They will not leave for them. So that's the also thing that we can say. I want to share with young doctors. Right. Be careful about it. Be careful about it, because it's risky. This is beautiful if you give your heart. This is beautiful if you are involving also to have the family, because what the dogma of the doctor is improve the quality of life for everyone, not only helping by a surgery or giving pills. Understand these people, talk to them, hear them problems, and find a solution. Like they come to the doctor not only for acute surgery or for appendicitis. They also come because they need help. They need understanding, and it's very hard to understand how professional you should be and how smart you should involve in that kind of characters. Because not involving, you will be cold, and that's not the way to do this, in my opinion. But it's really hard to find a balance, because I know young doctors that they have struggled depression after that, or they even stopped working because it's like, this is too much for me. I cannot handle. I'm drinking my coffee. I maybe smoke ciggies or don't, and I go and suddenly, bam, someone is going to die, and I need to focus 100%, rest him. But then it ends, and it's not like you have a day off. It's I go into the other room and it's like, oh, this here also. Okay, let's go, or not. So this, what they don't tell you, it's how hard it's gonna be and how you need to protect yourself. No one will learn you that.
So that's my question. I wanted, how do you protect yourself, like the mental health wise?
Oh, that's hard. No, everyone needs to react, right? You need to find the most healthy way to react also with your emotions. And I had a moment that like everyone can struggle with alcohol in my profession, surgeries. Yeah, because you need to do something. But I very quick realized that this is not the way. This is the blind way, you know. So find something that can inspire you. Like I'm doing many things besides. Do some small businesses, even playing stupid computer games, but with your friends. Have a nice time. Leave your work at work. I cannot do that. I'm a hypocrite. I cannot leave my work at work, but I'm trying to. Yeah, I'm trying to leave my work at work. Have another meaning when you leave your job, because my friends, older friends from the old school, says like surgeon is a state of mind. It's true, it is. Surgeon is 400 hours in the hospital. True, it is. I am also still now 300 or 20. Yeah, all the time. But when you leave it, you have this whole time for the patients, for the families. But you leave it, make a clean cut. Seriously, make a clean cut. At least try to do that, and try your time is. Your free time is a huge value, like the biggest value. Like don't waste it on dumb shit. Don't waste it on sometimes standing on scrolling reels for hours. Like respect yourself, respect your free time, man. Really, meet with friends worth meeting. You know, with people that
you think are interesting.
It's interesting. Yeah, don't waste your time on dumb shit.
Like we did. We met in a festival. Well, out of all the crazy
I was
places.
reacting there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and,
we had a chat. And...
Meeting you, last year, I went to the garbage festival. Sorry,
no, it's okay.
And we met girls, girls.
Yeah. We did? No, I didn't.
You met them this year, but they're actually saying hello.
Yeah, exactly.
So you go to the places, and I'm 34 or 33 that day, and I have my friends. I don't need many friends in my life. Yeah, you have your community, but suddenly you meet people. It's like, wow, we are best friends since then. And we also met in garbage, and look, like
exactly. Here we are shooting a podcast. That's the life.
Choose that kind of way of your free time to have that kind of new values, new personalities or events you can.
Guys, real quick before we continue the show, if you like what we're doing here, please subscribe and leave a like. It helps us tremendously, more than you know. The bigger we get, the bigger the guests we can invite. If you're watching on Spotify, Apple or YouTube, please subscribe and leave a review. Again, thank you so much. Back to the episode. So just one topic I want to actually talk with you, because I think this is the only chance I will get while living in Poland. Obviously, I come from a country where human interactions are very powerful and valued. And you might not know that, but Moroccan doctors are also one of the best in the world.
I know that actually.
You are aware of that. And for example, France, they kind of import. So the best doctors in France are Moroccans. I know French people are going to be mad.
But can I have one quick question? Is the education system, you have to pay for it, or it's free?
It's public.
It's public, like in Poland.
Yeah, exactly.
In Poland, yeah.
So
it's not common in the world.
It's 7 years, I think. And obviously we have our fair share of problems, like for young doctors also fighting and the thing. But when I came to Poland and I actually had my first surgery, I think it was what do you call it? Przypoklina? Like
hernia.
Yeah, I remember the Polish word. And I was obviously like scared, and I had this private healthcare, let's say insurance. We won't say the name.
Here.
Yeah. So I said, okay, and I asked, and they're like, 15,000 zlotys. I'm like, what? For a Przypoklina?
What year was that?
I was quite, what was it, like 2000 to maybe 15?
Seriously? Yeah. Wow.
And I said, no, thanks, I'm good. And so through some connections, I was making some calls, and we managed to get a good, doctor to do it. Because, and I actually was alone. I'm like, okay, let's go. And I remember I went to the hospital, and for some reason, I don't know why I went there alone. It's like, I'm a big man, I don't care. But at the moment I entered the hospital, it's like everything switched like in a movie, and it became this really scary, anxious time.
Yeah.
And then the doctor, she was a lady, she came to give me the anesthesia, and she's like, this is how it's gonna go, I'm gonna put this and you're gonna sleep, and she showed like zero human emotions,
Yeah.
I'm like, why is she behaving like this? I was like, anyway, yeah, you do your thing, I trust you, so I, sit down and like, boom, and then the whole thing was like completely inhuman, I didn't feel this compassion.
Can you feel what I said like a few ago, that those doctors probably think that that kind of state like makes them professional.
Right.
No, they don't. That's my point. Don't be a dick, right? Sorry for that. But
that's okay.
Still maybe professional, but it's not about being cold, because they are cold. They are like that because this is their barrier, they are protecting themselves because they don't want to be involved. No, that's not the clue. That's not the reason I become a doctor. I want to be involved.
Exactly.
What I'm telling my friends also and the young doctors, remember that what you just said it's the essential. Remember how the patient's gonna feel.
Right. Stand
in his shoes for a second. Remember how you were a patient when you were not a doctor. Don't forget about it. Don't forget how to treat them. That's the routine you are making. It's because this is my day yesterday at work.
Yeah,
that was so evil. I was running. I was wet. I was actually wet, running, and surgery. And my surgery went wrong yesterday. And I needed to repair that. So instead of 2 hours, I got 4. And then I broke my car, and I came here. Yes, so the life is very hard, but no one cares from the patients if you had a hard day.
Yeah.
Remember about that. This is hard, but no, you're not the princess here. Remember about it. Remember what the state of mind of patients. What did she say?
Yeah.
They should remember that the patients feel exactly that way.
I know. So I was lost. I had no one there, and when I woke up, they come to me. I was like, the surgery went okay. Everything was like, thank you. Well, thank you. Here's the thing. You can stay 2 days for free. If you stay more, you have to pay. And they were like after me, bam, 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 bam. I'm like, what the hell? I was like, can I just rest? Anyway, I rest. The next day, the CEO of the facility, they do the tour,
the tour.
With the company, okay, hi, what's your name? Kamal, how do you feel? Good, yes, I'm good. Thank you, bye, okay, next. And with his team.
Okay, let's...
I
have a question.
No fucking way I'm staying here.
Yeah.
So I actually canceled my membership with them because it was horrible. And then I will tell you the plot here. And then the next year I had to do a colonoscopy. This is like, and I didn't want to be.
I'm still waiting for myself.
Yeah. I didn't want to be asleep. For some reason I was freaking out, so I didn't want to be asleep. And for some reason I picked a Saturday at 4 p.m. I don't know why. Yeah.
What a nice way to spend your weekend.
Exactly. So I was like, you know what? This is gonna fucking do it. So I went. And I'm there, and actually with my best friend. This time I took my best friend, David, who's also a doctor. I told you about him. He's American. And he went with me. I was like, okay, I'm with you. Don't worry, man. I got you.
He was here?
Yeah, I was here in Warsaw.
Visiting. Yeah.
So I went, and then I see the doctor, and he came, because I was waiting for him. And when he came, he looked so pissed, like really pissed. I'm like, I think I ruined this guy weekend probably, and I knew I'm gonna have a bad time. So we get ready. He's like, I was drinking this fucking shit before, for 4 hours, and then he's like, yeah, get.
But did you give you some flavored? Because they are flavored. Raspberry, vanilla, man.
I remember it was horrible, man. And I'm lying there in the bed, and he's like ready to perform. And he was like so aggressive and so mean. But then the one that changed the whole thing for me, it was this babcha, if I might call her. She was an old lady, a nurse.
Yes.
And she saw the stress that I have, that I'm like, holy fuck, what am I, And she took my hand and she held my hand. She didn't speak English. She didn't speak English because this guy was talking to me. And she's like, wszystko będzie okay. And she spoke to me like in the deepest, lovely, compassionate way, that I felt this peace inside me, this sense of stillness and tranquility. And, the guy did his thing. I was fucking horrible. I was like, till this day, I don't know why I didn't want to be, asleep. And this experience made me realize, like, it's like a little smile can change everything. And so now I am thinking, because you mentioned like Polish doctors are the best doctors, one of the best doctors in the world. And I'm thinking, is it because they are emotionless, or because till this day, and I'm sorry, I'm going after the Polish doctors there.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but even for like, again, maybe it's the way the healthcare is made. Like, they have meeting after meeting after meeting. So when they go, they don't build this relationship with you. They're just like, what's wrong? Okay, here you go. And when I compare this to my homeland, like a doctor, and I know that maybe that's why they are not, so they are successful, but I don't know how they do it. Because the guy was talking with me like for 2 hours. It's because, I lived in Poland for so long that I have become a little bit Polish, So when I went to the hospital in Morocco, first of all, they told me, when I called, they're like, hey, yeah, you can come at 3 p.m. And maybe you will get in at 5 p.m. I'm like, what do you mean? I was like, yeah, we don't know. It's like, no, I need to know the time. I don't want to waste my time. It's like, yeah, just come at 3 p.m. I was like, okay. And I went to 3 p.m. and I got like maybe at 6 p.m. and I knew I took a book with me. So when I got in on this guy, I'm telling him, hey, man, this is what I problem. I have some stomach problems. I don't know what is it. And the guy was like, do you want some coffee?
That's amazing, man. Yeah.
He ordered some coffee. I was like, yeah, what do you do in Poland, man? Well, tell me about Poland. I'm like, I was like confused, And then we were speaking for 2 hours, and there is like 10 people waiting outside. And then it made me think. It's like, man, this is what I miss in Poland, like this kind of human connection with my doctor that I miss here. And now I think because of that, like my immune system is like, we're not getting sick. We don't want to see any doctor. So I'm happy that I'm having this conversation with you.
That's amazing what you just said.
Yeah.
That's amazing because my friend from studies went to Sweden, and Norway. So Sweden also, but I'm gonna take about Norway, and he has 6 patients all day. For how are you? How was the vacations? I was like, wow, how you can talk with these people that much? Like,
exactly.
And I understand. In study, there are huge even from the rational reason. If someone doesn't understand what we are hyping about right now, there are studies that in US there are less suing for patients that they are trusting their doctor because you build the trust with them. And even in that kind of a reason, build the trust because even if something went wrong, when is going wrong, they still think that you did the best and they won't sue you. That's a huge analytic about that. But of course, that's not the point. The point is that when he even called me that he's like 1 hour talking about the vacations. Yeah, we're to Thailand. Yeah, that's cool. I was like, wow, you have time for it. You have time to build this awareness, to know your patients, to make him feel comfortable, to trust you. That's the most important value. Like, I wanted to go back also to the nurses, but now I will tell you that I work in a big facility, 16 beds. 60 beds. So that's a lot. Then it was like 40, but never mind. It's like huge. And you have like no time to really discuss every procedure of your patient. So you got that kind of patient like you.
Right.
And during my late hour tour, I do one the morning, like the classic one, but if you stay on your shift, you go for the other one. And I see so many people in my hospital that they are in pain, that they need pain medicines, they need this and that, they are in stress, they ask about what happened. I said, like, your surgeon didn't talk with you? I'm sorry, maybe he didn't have time. I will check with you, I'll come back and I talk. So my nurse is like, come on, man. We said, like, no, because my tours were the longest. But I had extra shifts in some small hospitals, like in villages hospitals, but it's not
the main thing, like
but I want to say that even the small hospitals, there are very good doctors working there, so the level is very high.
I see.
So the surgeries went the same level, but what I saw is that there is a calm, peace. They don't want no meds from me. They are no in pain. Like probably the surgery was the same level. Big one, advanced, because even the small hospital there were advanced surgeons. But I'm asking you, the whole stomach was cut off the same day, and he's going through the corridors like, you need some medicine? I was like, no, cool. and my patients in soups, for example, was laying like, oh my god, like move my leg, give me some morphine. And that's why important is that if you feel safe from the entrance to the surgery, through the surgery to the exit, you don't need that kind of medications. You don't need that big high of anesthesia. It's common knowledge, but people forget about it. It's people that's very important. And about the nurses, what I wanted to say, it was inspired by Patch Adams, because many medical students from Harvard, their students there, and there was like, now I'm a big doctor. I'm gonna show everyone. I finished my studies. Now I got this white cool stuff for me, and I will say like, do this, do that much chair, do this, do that. But that's not the way, because you can learn so many things from nurses, man. That was told by Patch Adams during his movie, that the nurses will teach you the most, the compassion.
So
you discovered that, So when I was young, I was listening to nurses. They of course were like even mean to me, because this is the young, let's go into hard. Old school hard way, but they cut it off very quick, because they saw that I'm the only one, maybe not the only one, but few people, that I'm actually going to these patients, even holding hands if it's needed. I do that, and I talk with them, and they saw that, and they stopped treating me like this. They were talking to me more. So I learned so many experience, not about how to do the surgery, how to listen to people, where they was like, oh, look on this guy, something bad is gonna happen. I was like, what? This fucking spider sense or what? And 3 hours, crash, reanimation and stuff. Wow. They know that thing. That's the knowledge you cannot take from books. You shouldn't hesitate. You shouldn't always listen to nurses. You can learn so much from them. Yeah.
Man, I would never forget that image. It felt like I met an angel at that moment, and I needed that.
And what you will remember for this procedure?
Yeah, I don't remember
that he was a pro like Michael Jordan colonoscopy. No, you don't give a fuck about this.
Exactly.
You will remember this woman there.
Yeah, I remember
and
her.
We doctors, we should maybe someone will see this. We should have a reflection like, about this.
Yeah.
He won't remember that you made the best surgery in your life. Okay, he will like, okay, you saved my life. But he will remember all the story behind it. Yeah, which we doctors forget about it. Not because we are mean, because we have no time, because we have so many things to do. In Polish healthcare, there are not many doctors, not many surgeons, so we have so much things to do. But those things are dust. Those things are not important. This is important. Remember about that.
So what can we do, like, if we want to give this, let's say, advice or deliver this message to Polish doctors, and
don't forget what's the most important thing,
which is
why you are here. You patients. Don't forget about that. You are not for earning money here. Of course you are, but you are for them. If you are putting your heart in something, the money will always flow.
Right.
That's true. You know that.
Right.
You are a successful man. You know that. Put your heart, money will flow. You can give it compassion. I remember one of my first, because a surgeon, you take many things from the people anuses. That's not part of my job, man. That's part of my job. And I thought this was a prank, bro. When they call me like, doctor, you need to come. We have some foreign body in the anus. Like, yeah, it's cool, man.
Yeah,
my second shift, like, yeah. Another call, like, no, come on, man. She was like, nah, man, come on, man. Not like, let's go. I was like, seriously? Go, and there's dude opening like his legs, and there's a coconut, man, there.
Coconut,
man, with those 3
How?
eyes.
How is possible?
That was my question, like, how this is possible? And he's like, it's very serious, like, I felt in my
We're laughing, but yeah.
Yeah, I felt in my bathroom.
Really?
It's like, really? So you have like a palm there? And try not to laugh. I was like, that's not, yeah, whatever. And my nurse is like, what we gonna do? I'm like flushing. I don't know what to do. You don't have this in book, like, wait.
Yeah, if you have a coconut.
Nothing here. So I was like, I don't know, take me a drill and we'll make a pina colada. I don't know. They go for the ramp to the Żabka, man. I don't have no fucking
I hope they're not gonna remove your license after this story.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't care, I will still be a doctor if it took
by
everyone, by heart. And we actually managed to take it off, but it was a lot of fun. And even in that kind of situation, because you laugh, you feel, maybe someone will feel like, what a dickhead, or something like this. Yeah. No, try to understand. Maybe he's mental, maybe we need maybe he needs a psychiatric help because he's really sick. Or maybe you can help him other way. Don't like judge people, never. I know it's funny, but this is like this way, you always have to have a bigger picture of these patients. Don't focus on diagnosis.
Right.
Don't focus on the one diagnosis. Okay, this issue, that's the only top of the mountain, man. See all the picture. That is why people don't remember. That is people forget because of the lack of time, because of the routine, because of you have mortgage, you need to pay pre-mortgages, cars to make money. They are not paying that good. Young doctors, other maybe, I won't tell. But
maybe
next in the end of the story, remember that if I wanted to make money, I would stay with my family and double millions or something, or go to the economics, or maybe do beautiful suits.
Yeah, thank you.
But it's not a factory of shoes. Hospital is not a factory of shoes.
It's a human lives we're dealing with.
Yeah. If you have a bad day, the shoes will be broken. If you have a bad day, someone can die. Remember about that.
It's interesting. I just want to make clear, we're not attacking the Polish doctors.
No,
I just noticed. Exactly.
No, of course not.
So this is in general, and this is also from a foreigner perspective. But in the at the same time, I kind of understand, because like I said, I go to this private medical, hospital, and I could see it is run as a business, as every business, it should make money. So there's this meeting after meeting after meeting, and that's why I feel like the doctors here are pressured by time.
Of course they are.
Because even when you try to make a reservation, they are trying to push you to have this online chat instead of going, or if you want to order something, there's like order it online. So they are trying to cancel, I would say, the human interaction, and for me, even if I need something, I actually go, and I don't want to order, talk with the doctor on the phone, because I need that human
interaction.
So what do you think that we can implement some kind of solution to create this, to bring back this humanity to medicine?
That's very hard, man. That's very hard to answer. If I would be a Ministry of Health, I didn't have an answer for that, because even let's assume that if you will earn more as a doctor, like huge more, you will have like a more maybe safe life. Maybe I'm not say happy, but safe.
You're secure.
So you can focus more on job, not what you're gonna eat, or not, maybe not that, but I mean mortgages, let's say it like that, on your Porsche or something. But still, there are not many doctors in Poland. People don't want to do this because it's hard. Just this because it's hard. Because now I have like a feeling that the values of the world are like you have to become a famous YouTuber, you have to be famous influencer, you got to be famous on that. Famous. Everyone to be famous. Be famous because you are a good person, right?
True.
Be famous in your community. Like my grandfather was like common person, electrician. He had nothing. He had only bike, but he was a famous person. Because people respect him, he was asking for advice. Being famous because of those values, not because you are hyping something on YouTube, But this is whole society, I think, problem. People don't want to work that hard as a doctor. They want to have 3 times a year cool vacations, maybe a month, maybe 2. Go to Dubai, go to States, go to this. Because the society big picture is pumped that kind of way, right? The values are changing, and the values of the human life is not that important more, I think.
That's very sad. It's a solid point, and
that's why if we had the solutions, I will tell you. If we had more people, could afford more places, so the doctor will have more time for the patients.
Right.
Here is the narrow.
Is there any? I guess doctors they learn about the psychology. Because this is again me complaining. When I go actually to see a doctor, I try to make the conversation just to see how they will react. And they're often like, why are you asking me questions?
Oh my
but
God,
not all of them are like this. Some of them are curious where I come from. They're like, where are you from? Morocco. And they would tell me, I went there for holiday.
But small talk.
Just like the day
before.
But
the small talk is...
exactly. So some of them, they are obviously open to talk and share, but then they are like pressured by time, because I know the CEO is also pressured by the the investors and stakeholders, and it just makes this interaction complicated, and it kind of makes me miss home, because I'm like, I want to go to the doctor, he gives me coffee, he has like a hot secretary coming in. And I'm like, oh man, it's good to be sick in Morocco. No, but
you know that the public healthcare is also that kind of way, not only private sector.
No, this 100%. No, I've never been here to the public one.
Oh, yeah, public is the same, because there was a privatization, you can call for example, part of in Pomorskie, like where Gdańsk is. So all hospitals are actually public, but they are bought by the by the local government. Like, I must say that. So they are also working kind of like in factory. Like they will take chief of staff of the surgery and said like, look, this is how much we earn. This is how much we pay.
This is how much we need.
So it's the pressure of time all the time. But it shouldn't be. There should be no pressure of time in health system. The budget should be unlimited. That's we talk about utopia, but that's supposed to be. It can unlimited. There's no bigger value than the health care. Right?
No, I actually, the idea like my mind keeps going back to is this: when you receive or welcome the patient as the first step he makes into this hospital, and you make him feel good and relaxed, he would need less, anesthesia, and I think that's a strong message that that needs to be applied everywhere.
Yes, but people they can say like, oh, you say that because of you think that. No, there are studies on that. There are studies on that because states are before us in everything.
Right.
Yeah, and they had the same. There's private health system, so it's the same as here. So they don't have no time for the patient. But someone said like, okay, let's look at the economics. Yeah, make a bit more time. So less use of drugs, less use of the patient in hospital, because what's the most value?
Right.
The biggest cost is the patient staying in bed, right? If he's staying for 7 days, you pay this. If he stays for 3 days, you pay this. So what they thought about? Greetings from the entrance from the hospital, make him feel comfortable, prepare him, talk to him. It's like it's called prehability.
Yeah.
So prepare him for the surgery. Make him, for example, he was visiting you first time and for the qualifications. So tell him, okay, try some jogging, a bit, or walking, or before the surgery. Like prepare, because the surgery is not the beginning. The surgery is maybe the end or the climax here.
Right.
You need to prepare like a sports guy, prepare for Olympics. Make healthy food. Try to walk, prepare, because the surgery is huge stress. It's like you will have car crash for your system. Prepare for that. That's why they reduce from 7 days to 3.
Right.
And less anesthesia, more. But the awareness it's bigger. And who should put this awareness in the mind of patients? Doctors. And this is the statistics in US show that maybe this trend gonna flew through the ocean towards Europe, which I hope.
I think I will be the first to vote for this.
Call me, because if you will be the first person who will, who will meet that probably. Yeah? So it's like you will call me 10 years and say, like, remember that?
Our conversation, it's us.
We predicted that.
It's the revolution. What do you think is important in your field of work that we didn't talk about today?
Oh, remember? We talk a lot of today. Yeah, the respect. Respect. We talk a lot of the respect, but respect for everyone, because being a doctor, it's not only your knowledge, it's not only your skills, it's what you also perform as a human being. You cannot be a great doctor if you finish great studies, but you are a sad, poor man and an evil guy. That's never gonna happen. You can be a scientist maybe, but you cannot teach these values. Being a great doctor, you will be a great doctor if you're a great person, and then you will learn how to use those skills. Because if you want to do that, you have a gift. Not every person you meet can do things you can. Understand that. If you want to be a doctor, you have like a inner heart thing that you can, I don't know, like need for doing that, and you already have it. You are in this small community of people. Use it. This is your skill. Don't remember about the value of that.
Right.
And that's why if you are a good person, you'll be a great doctor. And that doesn't work both ways. If you're a dick person, you won't become a great doctor. Right? So use your skills. Some people would love to do your job. Really, I felt someone, oh my God, I would love to be a doctor. I would love to be a surgeon, but it's not for me. It's like, why? I cannot see people dying or blood, spirit, everything or stuff. It would be too much. So young doctors should know that they are in this elite society who can do that. Use that wisely, seriously. And respect everyone, because you learn so much for the patients. You can learn so much from them. You are 26-year-old doctor and you are telling what to do in life, 60, 70-year-old person. Because you have this knowledge, you can say that you shouldn't smoke, you shouldn't do that. But listen to his story. Why? Learn from him. That's why you can prevent from other patients. You can prevent that kind of result, because he will learn. If you listen to him, you will learn from him. You will have the knowledge from this man. So you can maybe earlier. You can be like more sharp in your observing and diagnosis. Maybe you won't miss something, or you maybe make it better. Remember to learn from others, not only from doctors, from nurses and patients. I think this is the message I wanna leave with me, because I'm not Saint Peter, man. Don't be.
Aren't you?
Yeah, I'm just going.
Exactly.
I've got my keys here with the gate. No, but I'm at least I try. That's the important thing. If you cannot manage, at least try. See how it works, or remember about it. This is the half of success. Remember about it. Just only remember. That's why in this whole fucking madness, Mannheim, and all this maelstrom of everything, you can for 1 second like stop and think about it. And maybe I was so many things like pissed on people, like because I was stressed, got bad surgery, someone died, and I'm going like, what? No, I don't have time. But then I shut the door. It's like, I don't want to be like this. And I said like, excuse me, sorry. I was like, what? I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Don't be shy to say that. Come, I have really bad day, but that shouldn't bother you. And what's your problem? I'm gonna try to solve it. I got hundreds of times, because I'm also nervous and I'm being a dick sometimes also. But remember to have this own break and it's like, okay, stop. Let's try again.
You mentioned the topic of happiness and medicine. Are you happy?
Oh, I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy.
So how does one become happy when you are in this, let's say, madness of a world of surgeries?
Yes, you need to have realistic goals. For example, I will talk about surgery, of course. So I have the goals. I need to learn as much as possible. In 3 of my first years of careers, I was like in ER. I was in the ambulance. I was on working 7 hospitals, man, 7 hospitals, small, because I wanted to be here everywhere, to learn as much as possible on every available ground, even working as a home doctor. But then I decided to stop a bit with work, because I earned that my experience, and I start focusing only on surgery. But I had some unrealistic goals. I have to be the best in this, the best in this, the best in this. No, find your own way. Be the best in one, but be the best, because there are doctors. People will come all the Poland to you because you are the best in hernia.
Right.
He was the best. Everyone, you are 100. You are 10-10. Someone is 9-10. No, I want to be 10-10. Be the best in one thing. That's why you will. The rest of the time you can focus on patients, on your own private life. Find the work-life balance. It's really hard. I don't have work-life balance right now. I try to have. I have some life. Work here.
Some life. Yeah.
But I'm trying to enjoy at least this part.
I see. We have here a closing tradition. We have the Warsaw Confidential game. So Philip will give me the questions here.
I love that.
And I will ask you a question that is completely unrelated. And then you get to ask me a question that I will choose. So what I will do here, we'll switch, by the way, for our viewers. You can get the game on our website to play Warsaw Confidential at home. So I'm going to divide it, and then you're going to pick a question, and then you just pick it. So pick one, and I give it to you, and I will pick one.
That's okay. I saw.
You saw one?
No. I saw the move.
I see. All right. Let me see. What is the one belief or behavior that has positively impacted your life in the past 12 months? Belief or behavior?
Ooh. Okay, can I about my self-reflection also?
Belief or behavior.
Yeah, I started the therapy because I felt like I need it, and I start be not that harsh for myself.
Okay.
And half of my problems stopped because I gave myself some slack. It's like, you went this weekend with your friends, you will spend that money. Don't be so harsh on yourself. Like, you needed that. Just try to understand yourself.
Interesting. I like that. So therapy is very important.
Yeah, I as a doctor, the main doctors like, this is a bullshit. Oh, I'm a big guy, surgeon. I don't need therapy. But I tried it, and I don't hesitate and don't regret. That was really nice.
Beautiful. All right, I'll give you this. I'll pick one out of the. This is interesting.
Yeah, this is nice. I need to buy this one.
Yeah, you will. I'll take this. No, this is just the instructions. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
This.
Wait, I need to put it out. Probably guy has only one, so.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
Did you wrote that with your own handwriting?
Yeah.
This is your handwriting?
Yes, it's beautiful, no?
It's nice, eh?
Thank you.
What's a common misconception people have about you, and how does it make you feel?
Wow,
that's
a good
nice.
question. So I have this, I would say, situation with people who I meet for the first time. They think them some kind of, I don't know, arrogant or
Really?
dickhead or asshole. But I will explain. So, and I'm completely fine with that. I don't have a problem with that. But there are the ones that can actually see through this facade or this social media Kamal, this podcaster or entrepreneur or whatever, These people, there are some that can see it. And I only connect with these people that actually see through this facade. And so what I like the most is when people come to me after some time and they say, you know what, I really didn't think you were this deep or this kind or this, whatever. And this is where I shake their hand and I say, well, we can now be friends because you know who you are or who I am.
That's great, man.
And so I am truly friend with only the people that can see this and can go past this. And the ones that are like, this guy is fake, this guy is arrogant, this guy is a show off, it doesn't bother me because I know I'm not that guy. And if they don't see it, it means we are not friends. So I don't have to do nothing with you. If you think that's why, it's fine. So that's a misconception. I got it because, I wouldn't say a public person, but, it's my work. Social media is my work. So I'm like open and out there and, and some people, they see only that facade and I'm fine with that. So that's
I feel it with open eyes because the first time we met, I immediately saw through that.
Yeah.
So that's why we connected.
Exactly.
But this is also a filter for you.
Yeah, it's what I mean. It's perfect. You
That's
see me
perfect,
that way.
man. That's perfect.
It means you're shallow and you don't see it.
Natural shield, barrier.
Exactly. Because when you see, for example, an egg, you think it's just a shell, but you don't see the yolk inside, the actual protein inside. And that's me. I have protein inside. Don't we all? Tomek, thank you so much for coming to the show. It's been a wonderful conversation. If I have any surgery, I will definitely know who to call now.
You can always call my phone.
Thank you so much. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stories are the single most powerful weapon any leader can arm themselves with. They are the currency of humanity. And those who tell inspiring, emotional, powerful stories rule the world. And today, I am super excited to talk to you about storytelling. To put it simple, storytelling changed my life. It allowed me to meet the most incredible people in my life, to raise capital for my startups in Dragon's Den, and simply improve my life as a human being. And today, I would like you to do the same. So, I am excited to announce my upcoming masterclass in the art of storytelling. And so, if this is something you're interested in, I would love you to join our masterclass. So, you can leave your details below, and I will be in touch. Thank you so much, and see you soon.